So we remember that Harry, in one of his interviews to publicise his book, made the point to Tom Bradbury that the ball is now very much in his father's court. I think if these reports turn out to be true, then certainly this is the first significant sign of what the ball being in King Charles's court will actually look like. This will come as a bit of a humiliation for both Harry and for Meghan. There's nothing to suggest whatsoever that they saw this coming or that they'd made contingency plans. As far as we know, Harry is still very much arguing the case for his having royal protection, his family, when he's in the UK. But now that's sort of been overtaken by events, because as things stand with this report, Harry's not only got to worry about his security in the UK, but actually where he's physically going to stay. He has lost his UK base. And I think that will come as a huge blow to both Harry and to Meghan. It's difficult to assess what sort of reaction Harry and Meghan would have expected. I mean, they've been firing truth bombs and doing things like the Oprah Winfrey show for the past 2 years. Not to mention, obviously, the book Spare, which, if this is true, would certainly seem to have been the straw that broke the camel's back as far as the king was concerned. I mean, this is revenge, and it's revenge served very cold, and will probably have taken them by a fair amount of surprise, I would suggest. Big question hanging over Harry at the moment is, will he or won't he come and attend the coronation in May to watch his father on what really is effectively the most important day of his father's life? If he's got nowhere to stay, if Frogmore Cottage is already no longer in Harry's possession by May, which may or may not happen, then I think the chances of Harry actually coming to this event in any form, just as a son, I think, are now beginning to start to fade. Prince William, who bore the brunt of quite a lot of Harry's truth bombs in his memoir Spare, is still said to be extremely unhappy with his brother. And of course, Frogmore Cottage is a couple of well-hit golf shots from where William now lives at Adelaide Cottage, again on the Windsor Castle estate. So, you know, this is a huge development. And I think it's probably our first real insight into not only how the royals feel about Harry, but what lengths they're prepared to go to. I struggle to say revenge. I think there could be a better term for it. But certainly there are now consequences for the first time, consequences to Harry and Meghan for what is seen in the royal circle very much as a huge betrayal by them. So perhaps moving out of Royal Lodge, which is fairly large by accommodation standards for the royals, into somewhere like Frogmore Cottage, which is really only has, it's not really a cottage as such, but it's a 5-bedroom property, which is a number of little staff accommodations made into one. You know, that's not an ideal scenario for Prince Andrew, who's lived at Royal Lodge for a long time. But this might well, you know, in the cold light of day, be the biggest example yet of what King Charles meant when he said he wants a scaled down monarchy, and he wants a monarchy which is more watertight from criticism about the hangers-on, the extras in the family that, of course, the taxpayer in one form or another end up having to pay for.